Hiya folks, you're very welcome along to this week's episode of John's Garage, and in this week we've gone right up to date. We are driving a 212 Peugeot 508 PSE, and that's Peugeot Sport Engineering. And by God, is this well engineered. Let's get into it. Okay, so what is a Peugeot 508 PSE? It's a plug-in hybrid. I'm going to leave it at that. I'm going to let that sink in for a second. Now, it's not just any plug-in hybrid. So let's say you're the family man who is conscious about the environment and you want something maybe that's cheap to tax. How does Band A1 grab you? 140 euros for 12 months road tax on this. That's pretty good. Emissions of about 43 grams per 100 kilometer. That's pretty responsible. What else have we got? We have an automatic gearbox. We have, for safety, 4-wheel drive. The car can be plugged in. Peugeot claims about 50 kilometers of range, up to 120 kilometers an hour from the batteries. Maybe, I don't know, I didn't test that, but that's what they claim. I have heard around 35 to 40 is probably more realistic, which makes sense. Yeah, it's a pretty economical car. It's very economical, in fact. Gets below 3 litres per 100 kilometres, if you're careful. By the way, did I mention it has 360 horsepower and sport mode? I probably didn't mention that, but it does. It has all the horses. They're not just under the bonnet, they're in the back as well. So this is 4-wheel drive. It has 113 horsepower electric motor driving the rear wheels. It has 110 up front. There's also well over 200 horsepower coming out of the engine. So all in all, this is a pretty bloody powerful car. Now, I've just realized, despite the... Oh no, I do have it in sport mode. I thought for a second I had it in economy mode. By God, this thing can shift! Holy moly! Now, for those of you watching, I'm keeping it within legal limits. I'm not on the widest of roads, so I'm not going to be driving this on really hard or anything, but whoa. This is special. This is really special. What else can I go through here? Okay, if you want to change gear manually, you can do so yourself. There's flappy paddles here behind the gearbox. You have different driving modes. You can go from economy to hybrid to sport and normal. Sport's fun. Sport's a lot of fun. This car means a lot to me. I'm not going to lie. Child of the 80s, as I've said before. I remember Peugeots when Peugeots were really at the top of their game. They were the Audi of the 1980s. I don't care whether you accept that or not, but that's what they were in my mind. They were the Audi of 1980s. Sharp styling, brilliantly built and engineered cars, right at their game, at top of the game of racing. And you know, they were a rally car, Le Mans winner. They were everywhere, and they were doing it incredibly well. They kind of went off the boil then in the early 2000s for various different reasons. And I will be honest, and I'll say quality dropped. But this car... Holy moly. There's nothing wrong with the quality here. There is nothing wrong with the quality. This is just beautiful. Okay. All right, let's get serious for a second. So interior wise, this is the kind of interior I like in a modern car. It's wrap around the driver. Everything's very convenient. I will say one thing. Some of the controls are touch screen. I personally find it a bit distracting. I'm not a huge fan of it. The other thing I'm not a huge fan is your fingerprints end up all over the touch screen. And I've done everything I can to avoid touching it so far because I'm conscious that I don't like it when they do that. There's some beautiful uses of material in here. Yeah, there's some textured material. It's quite nice. There is no squeaks, no rattles, no nothing. This car is solid, I will give it that. low mileage, 8,500 kilometers. Why wouldn't it be solid? But you know, this really feels like a quality piece of engineering. There's certainly a depth of engineering under the skin anyway, with the combination of the hybrid power packs, electric front and rear, the regeneration, all that kind of thing going on. It's really solidly engineered car. It's actually incredibly nice. Now, I was going to say it's a 4-door saloon, but that's not actually what it is. It is actually a 5-door hatchback. So access into the rear, despite the saloon profile, is really, really good. There's a good sized boot in there for what you're going to be doing. It's certainly, wow, this car really does it for me. I'm not going to lie. This is really my thing. I really like this car. Now, what else do I love in here? And I mean love. I really, really love this. There's a sound system in here called Focal, if you speak in English, or Focal if you speak in Irish. But it's really good. I've turned the volume up pretty loud in this when I was driving it earlier on to just see if the sound would distort. It didn't. It just stuck on perfect. It was beautiful, crystal clear, and of course there's lovely bass in this car as well, if that's your thing. Around the body you got a lot of aerodynamic aids, spoilers and that kind of thing, so it is in a way harken back to the 80s, I suppose, as well. Of course, there to aid aerodynamics and the like. It's really solid. It's really tall. Like, I'm not gonna lie, this is a damn nice car to drive. Wow, anybody that ever says Peugeot don't make a nice driving car they are wrong. This is special. Now, it's special in that typically French way of it's soft, it's corsetting, but it's also taut. This can go over bumpy roads and does not feel out of place doing it. Given that it's, I suppose, a family saloon of sorts, really, isn't it? Interior-wise, you have these lovely leather. If I'm not mistaken, that's Napa leather, actually, so it's a nice soft leather. Alcantara and material seats. They're very comfortable, very supportive, and have that typical French softness. It's not like sitting on a piece of wood like you get in the German cars, okay? It's very, very nice. You've auto everything, let's be honest. Auto lights, auto wipers, automatic gearbox, stop start. You've keyless entry and go. As I said, brilliant sound system in this car. Really can't get over the quality of that. You also have a humongous sunroof, and I can put that back and let in more light if needs be. Huge sunroof, goes halfway back along the roof, which is great to see, and it does open and close, which is also nice to see. Of course, any any sporty car wouldn't be complete without frameless doors, so it has that. Listen, it has a whole host of safety stuff, lane departure warning, automatic brakes, all that kind of stuff, blind spot indicator, more than I need to mention. It's all there. But the nice thing is, it's not fussy, and this is a particular bugbear of mine. Even though the dashboard here is all graphics and there's lots going on, it's not fussy. It's very easy to see, it's very easy to use. It all jumps out, it makes sense, and you can tailor it a little bit and personalize it. It's bloody beautiful in that regard, I'm not going to lie. Ooh, that's nice. Even there's a solid, nice little feel to that, well dampened. Turn on the indicators. Just, these are the things you notice, these are the things you touch. Now, one of the things you touch I haven't mentioned yet, and that's the steering wheel. So Peugeot split opinion, I suppose, in the last couple of years in that the steering wheels are quite small. Personally, I like it. It really feels good to me. It makes the car feel that little bit sporty because you got a quick rack feel to it. It really feels kind of go-karty, if that makes sense, but in a good way. This particular steering wheel is very well shaped. It's certainly putting its sporty pretensions out there. Now, what else can I tell you about this car? The paint looks like it's a flat matte paint. It is absolutely not. It's pearlescent, actually, and it really stands out very well in the sunshine, I have to say, especially with the green details as well around the front and around the brakes. The tree lines, the tree scratches up by the badge, looks a little bit like a cat's paw, looks a little bit like a cat's paw scraped it. I suppose Peugeot being the Line brand, that makes a bit of sense. Peugeot will tell you it is the sign of kryptonite, and I was trying to explain that to my little son last night, that they were kryptonite, and he said, ooh, that's a bad guy's car. And I'm not going to lie, this is a bad guy's car, and I don't care if I'm the bad guy right now, because man, this thing is goddamn nice. Ooh. Yeah, I like this. I really like this. Okay, other nice features. I like the textured feature on the dash. I like the green stitching on the seats. It stands out. It's a little bit fun. That's all it is. I wouldn't think it's gaudy. It's not done the gaudy way. It looks pretty well. What else can I say? Wow, the handling is incredible. That's what I can say. But listen, let's get over the handling. Let's talk, how much would a car like this set you back in today's money? Well, if you wanted to buy one of these brand new and order it, probably looking at upwards of €70,000, which on the face of it sounds like a lot of money. But when people are happy to go out and spend 60,000 on an electric Kia or Hyundai, nothing wrong with that if that's your thing. I don't see why this would be considered overpriced. I actually think this is bang on the money. This is about right. You know, when you compare the power figures, the acceleration figures, 5.2 seconds from 0 to 100 kilometers, that's not to be laughed at. 3 seconds from 80 kilometers to 120, so you got really, really good acceleration here for overtaking. This car can complete from a standing start 1 kilometer in 24.5 seconds. We're talking proper sports car. We are talking a fast car here. We're not talking about something you're going to be given to your granny to cruise around in. This car has it all in that way. Now, this particular car could be yours. If you want this car, you can actually buy it. So, contacted recently by Slattery's garage in Peugeot in County Tipperary, who basically asked me would I like to come down and test drive some of their more interesting cars, and that's what I'm doing. They have a collection of classic Peugeots as well, and that's what I'm down doing. Now, Slattery's garage, for those who don't know it, has been selling new Peugeots. It's a main Peugeot dealer for 52 years, I believe, at this stage. They're award-winning. Gowran have given them a prestigious award for over 50 years of commitment to the Peugeot brand. They're a family that really does care about the brand. So this is the thing, when you go to a garage like Slattery's and any small garage, family-owned dealership around the country, and I'm going to say this, be good to them. They care about you, and they really do care about you, because you're their bread and butter. When you go in, you're dealing with the family, you're dealing with the people who own the garage, and that's really comforting. The other thing is, a garage like Slattery's are hugely into their sports cars. So when you go down and look at the stock they have there, they always have interesting cars, especially interesting and fast Peugeots. So for anyone into maybe specialist cars like GTIs or PSEs like this one, it's certainly the place to go. They always keep them in stock. Even the larger executive Peugeots and the higher spec ones, it can be harder to find. They'll have it and they'll be interesting. The particular one is there and it's listed on the website for €62,000. This is the most expensive car I've driven in a long time. And it's fucking, and it's class. Excuse me, we'll bloop that out later. This is proper piece of equipment, I'm not gonna lie. This is damn tasty. Okay, I'm gonna leave you guys there, but I ain't done with my driving around of this car, so I will talk to you all later. Thank you very much for joining us in John's Garage this week. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and please share and comment underneath. I'd be very grateful for that. Talk again soon, folks. Bye-bye.